Hello, hello again. Long time no see.
Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new here, hi, my name is Shayna, and in my little corner of the internet, we talk about spooky history of all kinds. If that sounds like something you're interested in, be sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell because I am here for you on Wednesdays, except this week is Halloweek, so I'm here for you every day this week, so buckle up.
As her son would say, it's gonna be a bumpy ride.
Anyways, if you guys remember my mom, Teresa, hi. She was in a video where she was talking about her paranormal story time. That was a few months ago. And she's back to do 2 videos with me for Halloweek. We're gonna be talking about her trip to Tombstone. She had 2 trips. So this video is gonna be her first trip, and then the next video is gonna be her second trip. And the second trip is where we have 3 videos that she took that are gonna be included in that one. So that's probably gonna be a little bit of a longer video. But so this one we're gonna talk about her first trip. She's excited to tell you all what she went through and show you some pictures of the trip. But I know what you all have been waiting for if you saw her first video. And that is 2 paranormal experiences that she had in my home. I still have yet to have her tell me.
I was about to, she cut me off.
She was about to before I could start the camera, and I told her to stop it because I wanted to get my reaction on it because I'm not too happy that she had 2 paranormal experiences in my house. This was a long time ago, yes?
Yes, I think that's why she held off on me doing my tombstones. Didn't invite me back for a couple months.
She was in timeout. If you missed her story time and you have no idea what we're talking about, I will link it here. If you're interested in watching her paranormal story time, she had quite a few and some of them were really creepy. What did you experience in my home?
Well,
Tell the people.
I'm not gonna tell you just yet.
No,
I gotta tell you about Tombstone first. I gotta tell you about the first trip first.
I want to get this over with.
Well, we want to do it in order. It happened after my first visit.
Oh, jeez.
My work needed to have someone covered at their office in Bisbee, Arizona. Hi, Debbie. She needed someone to cover for. I never met her before or anything, and they were looking for some sort of supervisor or someone who could cover her office while she was gone. I am not that person, but I do have experience in what her office needed. They offered to send me to Bisbee. I was like, heck yeah, I'll go. I knew there was a haunted hotel there, and so I went to visit that as well.
Did you stay in a haunted hotel? I can't remember.
No, they offered it, and I said no. I said,
I
know myself. I know myself.
Oh,
I know I wouldn't get any sleep because I'd be wandering the halls all night.
See, here's the difference between myself and my mom. I will not go looking for things. I will only be there to hear the history. I'm not going to try to do some spirit box. I'm not going to try to use some, what do you call that? Monitor where
EMF,
EMF,
whatever
whatever. I'm not going to be using that.
I would download it to my phone.
I am there for the history. If there's something around me, I don't want to know it's around me is my problem. Okay, now you may continue. So you stayed in a regular hotel.
Yes, because I knew I'd be roaming the halls in the middle of the night. Wouldn't get any sleep and wouldn't be doing any good for my job.
Now,
so,
is Bisbee next to Tombstone?
it's about 25 minutes away. Yeah, when I first got there, I figured, well, it's too late for me to go to any shows or anything, so I stopped off at Boot Hill Cemetery. I went ahead and I went through row by row. A lot of you are familiar with the phone cases that close up your phone and hold the cards. So I had that kind of phone case, and I had 2 devices and I had them fully charged, so I was trying to make sure that no matter what, I would be able to capture it. I'm walking outside, I take a picture of the Birdcage Theater, and then I take a picture of the Undertakers. The next thing, I go ahead and I push the button to close my phone, and then I close the case. I walk in, I see all this stuff. She's got a shop right next to it, and I think I'm just in a shop next to the Undertakers. Well, it's all connected, and they do these sessions over in the Undertakers after 6:30, and they have like 2 sessions a night at this time. This is back in November of 2018. So my phone is closed. One of the first things she says to me as I'm looking at her stuff, she goes, "You're a sensitive." And I go, I like to think so. We both just kind of laughed, and she goes, you have a overbearing woman attached to you that recently passed, and it shocked everyone. She was saying mother figure, and I was saying that would be my mother. She goes, do you ever find yourself saying things to your family that she would say that normally you wouldn't? I said, yes, and my daughter looks at me like, you sound like grandma. She goes, that's her. She goes, that's her coming through you. I said, yeah. I said, I would say stuff to Shayna that I knew better, that I would know not to even bring up. And I would say it to her, and then we just kind of look at each other like, where'd that come from? You know, so you can see on my phone, I'll try to see. There's 5 shots and then a video.
They're all black.
All
shots.
black, because my phone was sitting on the actual counter, face down, closed, and last thing I knew, I had turned it off. So you basically have to turn it on, swipe it to get it to come on, or you'd have to hit the camera button down at the bottom right to get it to come on. So I have these 4 black shots and then a video, and it's recording her telling me about the sessions next door and how they're $20 and stuff like that. And then she was also showing me pictures and everything about how Ghost Adventures came.
Zach Bagans.
Yeah, says this place isn't haunted, and she's like, really?
If you watch them, you should recognize them, Zach.
Yeah.
He told me my building wasn't haunted. I said, oh, really? Good thing I don't need you, because you can see the orbs. It's really hard to see, but when you pull up in here, there's other people in here in 1800s in these mirrors. And then our flashlight started turning on and off, and it kind of freaked him out a little bit.
So he stayed for a session and stuff when the flashlight over on the far counter was going on and off. She goes, it kind of freaked him out a little bit because he didn't feel anything like he normally does.
He
so it's
claims
like
to be a sensitive too, so.
Yeah, but yeah, it was very fascinating. And she asked me, she said, do you have an Android or an iPhone? And I said, I have an Android. She goes, oh yeah, they love Androids. So much so.
What is up with that?
I think they're easier to get into. You know what they say about Apple? It won't let a virus in as easy as an Android.
Oh my word.
But Tombstone is great. I mean, they have people dressed up in Western wear. They have gunfights out in the streets. They have stagecoach.
They're not real gunfights.
No, it's okay. It's for the
all
kiddies.
Staged.
After her and I were talking, and I open up, and you can hear my surprise on the video saying, my phone's been recording this whole time.
Ooh, it was been recording this whole time.
Oh, yeah.
I shut it off. But that's what she told me about the Android and the iPhone, stuff like that. But anyway, she told me where to go to eat. So I go to eat, and my receipt, I ordered something I usually don't order a beverage, but I went ahead and ordered a beverage. People know 13 is supposed to be a number.
Unlucky number.
Yes, unlucky number, but double digits are supposed to be lucky. My ticket came to 1313, and whenever I put a tip on there, I gave a little extra tip, it came out to 17. 17 is a very recurring number in our family. Her birthday, the twins' birthdays, dates, my husband's date of birth, my date of birth come up to 17. His month, my month come up to 17, and we got married on the 17th. So 17 is so I thought, man, this is gonna be good. I can't wait to see what happens next. After I ate, I went ahead and I went back, and then my phone was sitting there taking pictures while it was on my jeans. So you can see the material of my jean and then the floor. There's like 3 or 4 photos. I pick up my phone and it's taking pictures. Now my phone case is still closed. I'm not doing this. It catches a haze. It catches a whole nother haze. You can't even see the table in front of us. It's just a haze that looks like there could be a face in there, but I'll let you decide. Then I just held my phone like this because it seemed to have a mind of its own. It took the pictures, and Nora told me, let it take its pictures. That's when you're gonna actually catch something. And so I caught quite a few orbs and stuff that all seemed to happen when I was up there. So actually what happened was this lady was holding my phone. Nora goes, I wish you people could see her phone, how it's just picture, picture, picture. So when I went up there, I gave my phone to another lady. She got freaked out, and she looked back at Nora, and she goes, did you just see that? She goes, you mean that little hand that came up and pressed the button? And she goes, yeah, I almost dropped the phone.
Like a little hand, like over here pressing the button?
Yeah.
Or on the image?
No, like she was holding my phone like this,
And
and the
she
little
saw a
button,
hand.
like where you got the record button and the picture button, and it just went up just like a little hand shadow went up. And whenever my screen flashed, that's when they saw the shadow. It was going back, and so the lady almost dropped my phone.
I would have.
But I mean, I'm standing up there at the barrel and they're trying to get them to respond to me, you know, and stuff like that. And that's where we caught a bunch of orbs zooming that we did not see with the naked eye at all. She has like a tripod and it has like these green dots grid, something moving. They thought my hair had moved, things like that. I felt like I was being hugged, and I had mentioned that. I felt like I'd been hugged like a you know, kind of like the way a little kid just hugs you or a little monkey hugs you. They just wrap around you and everything. I felt that.
Hugged like by a monkey?
Well, you know, you see it on, you see it on, you know, little chimpanzees, you know, like on.
You know, like when a
to show
monkey
my
hugs
age.
you.
Johnny Carson, okay? Or a grandbaby.
I wasn't expecting you to say monkey, so
Yeah,
I was
well, I mean,
like...
you just felt like their legs were wrapped around your rib cage.
That's kinda
type
creepy.
thing, just holding on, like, you know, for dear life.
No, I don't like that.
It was okay.
Okay.
It was okay.
I'll take your word
It
for
wasn't. It wasn't scary. You just felt like you were being hugged, like you were being loved on.
Uh-huh.
Now they had whiskey on this barrel, and they had candy on there. I felt like someone had blown cigarette smoke in my face, and I could smell whiskey. Nobody else in the room could smell it, but they were all sitting back behind me in chairs. I was the last person to go, and when we got up to all leave, then the other women were like, I smell that. Oh my gosh, that is so strong. The one guy that was with us, the dad and his son, they couldn't smell it, but we could. So that was kind of weird. And there was parts where before we all got up to the barrel on our own turns, there was a flashlight over on the counter, and I think that's a part of my second visit, but it would flash on and off whenever we would talk to him and stuff. So I went ahead and I was with Nora's at the Undertaker's. I'd already paid for the bird cage. I went to the bird cage. I got so many photos and stuff like that. I got 2 videos. The only thing I felt there was like someone was hugging me, the back of my arms and my lower back felt kind of cool. And I felt like, you know, like a child was hugging me from behind while I was sitting in a chair. And I was sitting next to the stagecoach, and they said a lot of the action is around that stagecoach. After I left there, I went back over to the Undertaker's. She was just letting, you know, people out, and I asked her if I could come back in. It was my last night staying there. And so went inside. Her and I were just sitting there talking. She goes, do you feel like you're being hugged right now? And I go, yeah. I said, it's a coolness at the back of my arms and my lower back. And she goes, I'm not sure which one it is, but it's one of the boys that drowned that's buried at Boot Hill. And I said, I went to Boot Hill. I said, I took all these videos and went on down and everything, and that's what I found. They are in row 9. They're the Brady brothers, and she was saying how both of them drowned. One was trying to save the other, and they were 11 and 12. And she believed it was the older one that was hugging me. So that was pretty cool to feel like, you know, they kind of felt like I was there and they felt nurtured or something. So I don't know, some people feel that way.
Not me.
I should get up and leave now.
I mean, I would not feel that if I was you. I would not feel lucky. So they would not cling on to me. That is what I'm saying.
That was basically, I think, everything that happened on my first trip. Also, on my first trip and my second trip, she told me that since I had used my phone devices and stuff to record a place that they were at or search for them, then I turn around and go to Tombstone. It kind of attaches them to me through my device because it knows what's on my device. That could be why I had the reactions with one of the Brady boys. So I'm not talking about the Brady bunch.
Here's the story of a lovely lady.
Was it
11 and
because you
12-year-old.
visited them at the grave first? Okay, see, I didn't catch that.
Right, and
part.
it was already recorded on my device. It was like they knew I had already been there and had a piece of their history.
So it's like they
and
remembered
attached
you.
to them, and they were attached to me.
That
so,
makes more sense.
anyways, that would explain why the next time I went, I was all excited. I was looking up Doc Holliday, the OK Corral, and everything. I was prepared. I wanted to know what was gonna happen, and it was pretty exciting because I got more responses when I spoke than when others did. I can't wait for you guys to see that. No one has seen that. Shayna just
She's been trying to get me to watch it for months.
I ran out of data on my phone, storage on my phone. So I went over to Marco Polo, people. Marco Polo. And I was streaming it to her live because I didn't want to miss anything. And she just now watched it. just now watched
And
it
this was in
today.
2019.
2018.
2018. I thought this was the
November.
second trip. The second trip was in 2019.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, June.
2019.
Yeah. 2019, June 2019.
So it's
So the
been
thing
3
I didn't
years.
have was I didn't have enough storage data.
Well,
so I used
see,
Marco Polo.
We thought we lost all of the videos.
Oh, I was
That
in
was a
tears.
whole ordeal because she put the videos on this
A little SD card,
itty-bitty
told her not to
card.
lose it.
And it's so hard to tell me not to lose something that small when I have little kids that try to grab every single thing I own. I had it on my bookshelf where she would leave it, and then I would watch it whenever we would get closer to time. Well, I got it out hoping I had something to put it in to hook up to my computer so I could watch it, and then I couldn't find, it was so small I didn't have anything to hook it up with. And so I sat it down when I thought I put it back in my bag, and I think one of the kids got it, and then it got vacuumed up because I haven't seen it. It's gone. It's completely gone. And so she
But
couldn't
then,
find it.
I still had it downloaded on here, I thought.
And then we
And
looked for it, and it wasn't
It
there.
wasn't there.
So she was crying last night.
And all of a sudden it came to me.
She
Marco
did it
Polo.
on Marco Polo.
I have not used Marco Polo.
Neither of us have.
So I went ahead and I reactivated my Marco Polo. My stuff was archived and I could retrieve it. I was like, oh my gosh. We had it like 6 hours.
So
Showed
she
up.
found it last night, and so we're making the video tonight.
So she finally got it. I think she liked it. Finally got to watch it. So
Okay, are you done talking about your trip to Tombstone? Because I know what the people are wanting to hear.
well, let me see. Okay, yes. Okay.
Okay, let's get it over with.
So I was missing my grandbabies, so Momo was gonna come over here, grandbaby at the time.
Yeah, it was just Cameron.
Cameron. Him and I were sleeping on the couch. Now I'm facing the back of the couch and he's between me and the back of the couch. And I'm holding him and stuff. It's probably 5:30 in the morning. And all of a sudden he gets this chill like this. And it wakes me up to where I open up my eyes and I see what looks like a floating dust bunny. And the way is just slowly moving like from him over my right side. And then I closed my eyes and I thought, wait a minute, dust bunnies don't float like that. And so I popped up and kind of looked and I didn't see anything. So that was one thing. And so then I went ahead and I said, if anything followed me home and you are evil, you are not allowed to be around anyone in my family. You will leave the house now. Then the next weekend,
Good grief.
I'm sitting in the chair. Cameron is in the dining room and he's looking and it's like a U shape. So here's
Living room.
the living room and then it comes into the dining room and then the kitchen. So I can't see anything from the living room to the dining room. I can't see any part
Just
of the
a
kitchen.
big wall blocking the kitchen from the living room.
Right. Cameron comes, he's just running and playing and stuff. And he stops right where I can see him, goes down on one knee, slaps the floor, and he goes, "That's so funny, Nick." I was, "Who's Nick?" Excuse me? And he goes, "That's Nick." And he's pointing and I get up and I go, "Look, there's no one there." And so I said, "Nick, if you are from Tombstone, you need to go home. You don't need to stay here with my grandbaby. I appreciate you playing and watching over him." I said, "But you need to go home." And
You didn't tell me it involved my son.
since then, Cameron hasn't said anything about Nick. He was saying how that was his friend, Nick was his friend and stuff.
He never said anything about Nick to me.
Just then, by sheer coincidence.
So our video stopped.
Right when I told Nick to go home.
Story of my life. I can't. Quit bringing stuff to my house.
What I was trying to say after that was when I went back to Tombstone and I asked Nora if she had a Nick there. Now, it's been recorded there's thousands of spirits there, but she says, "I don't remember a Nick. Doesn't mean there couldn't be a Nick." Also on tour, it was a self-tour at the Haunted Hotel in Bisbee. I have some photos for that of the rooms that they have tagged, and I have to tell you, there was this lady inside one of them. I could hear her talking, and I wanted to answer her so bad just to freak her out. But I promised the manager who let me go there after tour hours to not bother the residents, the actual paying customers. So, but that would have been so priceless. It would have been
Oh,
just
my
absolutely
word.
priceless to mess with that lady. But she was like, "Did you hear that? What did they say?" And I want to say,
Hello, let me in.
I think she would have screamed. I don't know, but I
that would have.
But anyways, it would have been priceless.
Oh.
I went back down and I told the manager I behaved myself and what I could have done. He's like, thank you.
Anyways, I think that's it for this video. Good grief. If you didn't know, Tombstone is the very first video I ever talked about, made on my channel. I'll link it here. It has all the history and hauntings and stuff. Well, some of the hauntings that go on. I couldn't get into all of it. It's a pretty long video. If you want to watch that, be kind. It's my very first video that I ever made. So.
And there's really nothing on the Undertakers.
Whenever I looked up Tombstone, everything that I could find, I put into that video, and it said nothing about the Undertaker, which I thought was really weird because supposedly one of most haunted places in Tombstone. So that is not in the video. In the next video that you're gonna see with us is her part 2 for her second trip. So we're gonna get into that.
Yeah, and there was an actual documentary done that a family wanted to do on the Undertakers, and they actually put that on, I can't remember.
If we can find it, I'll try to link it in the description if you want to watch it.
I had to pay for it. It wasn't very much, but it was very interesting. And you can see Nora and her sister there, and they'll tell you about some of the stuff that's happened. Nora and her sister actually sold the Undertakers. I reached out to her a couple months ago when we knew we were going to do this, and she said she sold it to someone else. So her and her sister no longer own it, but they were amazing. They were absolutely amazing. At least Nora was, I know for sure. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
That's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos that I have planned for Halloweek, including her part 2. But
And share.
and share. I was like, share? Just forget it. But anyways, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we will see you tomorrow.
Bye! All the cemeteries and stuff, and kind of read them off from the brochure as
All
well.
the tombstones.
Yeah, tombstones.
All the graves.
Yeah.
You said all the cemeteries.
Oh, sorry. Blooper. Except that I feel short. You missed that conversation, so I was just trying to make sure you got in on it. Now who's got control?
I have control because I can edit this video however I want it to be edited.
So Nick, shut off the camera.
Why do you have to say something every time I hit record?
I love this.
Good grief.
So,
My dog.
maybe it's Nick.
Nick, quiet.